What a difference a week can make. It was around this time a week ago that South Carolina played its worst game of the year, getting beat by Arkansas 108-74 out in Fayetteville. And only 6 days later, the Gamecocks have looked like a completely different team over the last two games, culminating in a 85-76 win over Oklahoma here on Tuesday night at Colonial Life Arena. And going back to that Arkansas game, Lamont Paris questioned his team's fight in that second half, and he, after tonight's game, he reflected back to the Auburn game, which was the game that followed Arkansas, and made a point of emphasis that Auburn game was the most important game of the year, win or lose, just because of needing to show better effort and what it would take to play a better game. And obviously South Carolina ended up falling short in that Auburn game, but I think it set the wheels in motion for the performance that we saw from the Gamecocks tonight to beat the Sooners by 9 points. Got off to a really good start in this game. Elijah Strong, who finished with 17 points in this game, started out by himself on an 11-0 run to open the game and then had 15 of South Carolina's first 19 points by the 12-minute mark. Now, that didn't carry for the rest of the night. He didn't have like a 30-point performance like he did against LSU a few weeks ago, where he was just shooting unconsciously for a full game. But the Gamecocks got good performances from their entire starting five. Every player in the starting lineup for the Gamecocks finished in double digits. Meechie Johnson led the way with 20 points. Kobe Knox was right behind him with 18 points. Meechie really came up big tonight, having to go to the free throw line 15 times, and he knocked down 13 of those free throw shots, which really became important kind of towards the end of this game as Oklahoma was starting to just foul South Carolina to try and make this a closer game. And we've seen it before. Free throws have been an issue for South Carolina in the past in some of these games over the years, and that's proven to cost them before, but it did not tonight, as Johnson was the real factor in making a lot of those shots down the stretch. Overall, South Carolina shot, honestly, potentially their best game of the year just shooting-wise as a whole. When you look at it, nearly 50% from the field and 45% from three-point range. Now, it's not like South Carolina was just jacking up a lot of three-point shots tonight. A little bit more selective, I would say. 9 of 20 from three-point range, but very good overall in this game. And that, at the end of the day, look, they got the lead early on when Strong started this game out so hot, and that carried the rest of the way. But a big part of that ultimately did come down to hitting shots, and Oklahoma got this lead down to 3 going into halftime, but South Carolina really came through when they needed to, making shots every time it seemed like Oklahoma hit one to cut the deficit down. So the Gamecocks are now 2-4 in conference play. They have now tied their conference win total from last season in just 6 games, and they'll be on the road on Saturday at Texas A&M. Tip-off is at 3:30 p.m. on SEC Network. So once again, South Carolina picks up an 85-76 win over the Sooners here at Colonial Life Arena. For GamecockCentral.com, I'm Jack Veltri.